Alright, this is going to be the last and final video of this sawmill project. Got my little man helping me there, Tanner. He thinks that sawdust is pretty cool. Anyway, I am pretty happy with how this whole thing turned out. I did do a couple modifications last night. As you can see, this sawdust going out here in the driveway, I put a... let's go look at it. I put a... a shroud that goes around the end there. I just clamps on where the bar. This is all built out of some all thread right here. You kind of see how it works. These two pieces clamp the blade together at the end of the saw, and then this little tube right here just kind of goes down. That's what the oiler tube runs down through and then drips on the end of the bar. And just built this to go around it. Hopefully it'll keep the sawdust from going everywhere. And everything's all finished. We got the still don't have the starter hooked up. That'll be still to come. Let's see what else. We got the oiler tube that comes up and comes to a little shut-off valve right here and goes into the bottle with a 3-inch ABS pipe. And you can see there's the fill line, kind of a sight window that I put on there, and it comes up to a cap which has a... I just drilled a little tiny hole in the side here. I don't think you can see it, but anyway, that just lets some air in. And just like we did before, we got the trampoline springs that pull tension. This pulley, goes up and hooks in there, and then that goes over into that pulley and up to the crank handle, which raises it about 1/8 of an inch per crank. The other thing was, in the first video you seen the belt was flopping around quite a bit. Last night I added a tensioner pulley. Still got to pull it off and paint it, and then that'll be done. And this little handle here, just something I can pull up on and take the tension off the belt to take the belt off if I ever need to change it. And the blade, 24-inch blade. Hi Tanner, you got you some tools? Tools, careful. And you see that nice straight cut on that beam there. Now it's probably like a 6x8, I'm not exactly sure. But it cut down through there pretty good. The very first cut that I did on this board, you notice the sawmill, would go and then stop, and I'd have to push it. When I had this in my garage, I noticed that after I painted, I picked up some little rocks that were in these wheels. So I'd go to push it and it'd stop because it was hitting a little rock. Man, once I got those out, this thing slides up and down the tracks just right. Couldn't ask for anything better. I think it's for what I got into this thing, which is, oh sheesh, I think maybe 200, maybe 250 bucks for everything I've done so far. Can't complain. And just playing around with it a little bit yesterday. I'm cutting some just paper thin. It'll cut a nice straight paper thin cut off there. That's pretty cool. And then let's see here. I've got to add some decking. I'm going to put some deck up on here when I get some more boards. I'm going to cut them so it'll be level. Be level with this and all the way down. That way, this will raise this board. It'll raise this board up, so I can get a little more depth of cut on there. So I can get maybe some. As I'm cutting down the length of the board, down the beam, I can get my saw down and do maybe a 1-inch board on the bottom. And then the drive dogs, which I guess that's what you call them, those work good. You slam them up in there and crank those in, and they push up against the back stops there. And last thing I need to do, I guess, is probably drill some holes down through here, run some lag bolts into the railroad ties just to help embed that down a little bit better. And Tanner always has to have a screwdriver or something in his hand. He likes helping his papa in the garage. And so you did see the scale that I got put in on the side here. I just don't want to focus on it, but anyway, yeah, You raise and lower that until my depth of cut. And get me some boards made out of this, make some planks to raise that up a little bit higher, and I should be ready to go. Can't think of anything else I need to do. Been a fun project, and I guess it'll be on to the next one. So keep posted on YouTube to see what's next. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, that'd be great. And thanks for watching.